I hope you're doing well. I tell you what, I hope you've still got some good blood pressure today, because after that game, I tell you, a lot of people would have been a little bit mad, frustrated, not happy with a few things. Let's start about the game itself. When I saw the warm-up, I was amazed, literally amazed, that the game even started. I'm thinking, they're probably going to call the game because there's so much rain coming down. Rain's still coming. The rain basically has waterlogged the field. Now, when you get a waterlogged field, you normally don't get the game played. And I'm thinking to myself, like I said, it's going to get called. When they start playing and I see the way the ball is being kicked around, I thought to myself, this is not going to be a good game. This is going to be a physical battle, which is what it turned out to be. And it was everything that I remember myself playing in the UK on waterlogged fields as well. There's a certain way to play on them fields. One of the things that you do learn straight away is don't pass the ball on the grass. You've got to chip the ball into your players. So you chip the ball, little chip balls into feet, or chip it over the defence, or chip it over the midfield. But to pass the ball on the ground, not being rude, guys, but it was a little bit mundane and it was a little bit tough. If you noticed Honduras, they like to float the ball around long ways and keep it short to each other on the ground. It wasn't long passes on the ground. They didn't really go for that. We really should have chip passed into each other's feet. That's what I learned playing in the rain, because it's rain, rain, rain. I mean, you don't even see the sun in the UK, but it's rain all the time in the UK. So you learn that. You learn to chip the passes into feet, so that they don't get caught up in the waterlogged pieces of the field. And another thing, when you figure out where the pitch is waterlogged the worst, you play around that. You don't play through it time and time again. I mean, you got to ask yourself, you got to start thinking on the field, learn the field. If it rolls smoothly on the left side of the field, keep going down that part of the field. It stands to reason. But too many times we went down the same part of the field and the ball got waterlogged. And guys tried to do the individual play. This wasn't the field to start running at defences at 60 miles an hour and expect to keep the ball with you all the time. The field was not good enough to allow our team to play a proper game of football. So it really did destroy the night. I think the field, like I said, it should have been called. It should have been called because that field was not really good enough for this level of football. Anyway, let me know what you think about the field. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. I'd love to hear it. But tell me what you thought about the game as well. I mean, there must be something scratching your ass that I am not touching. So let me know what you're thinking. But at the end of the day, talking about the game, 13 minutes in, Junior Hoylett misses an opportunity. And on 4 minutes, he also had another opportunity. Canada could have been 1-0 up really early on in. And I was like, wow, things are looking good, even on a crappy field. We might be in this. But again, Hoylett misses two opportunities, quick succession, and then as Junior misses his, well then Honduras go the other way and Lopez tucks it in the left-hand side of the goal underneath Bojan, and he could do nothing. Bojan didn't have a chance on that, and it's 1-0 Honduras, and then you know what's coming, you know the drill. They're going to waste time, kick you, fake injuries, and hey, congratulations Honduras, man. I mean, like, let's not kick Honduras in the nuts for this. They manage the game perfectly. That's what they do. That's Central American football. That's CONCACAF. You've got to nurse the clock, kill the clock, waste time, feign an injury, do everything you can to get that win over the line. So congratulations, and like, respect up to Honduras. That's exactly what they did. I think that's the first win they've had in 2 years at home. Quote me if I'm wrong down below. But like I say, congratulations Honduras on the win. On our side of the game, we tried too much of the finesse and tried too much of the regular, and we tried too much of the systems that we used. We needed to chip, pass into feet and chip it over the defence and go for the long old-fashioned game. If we'd have done that, I think we would have had more success. But you know what, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We tried, we knocked on the door, but there was one little issue that was really kicking us in the nuts. But moving on, I'll tell you about that in a minute. But on 78... Arriaga puts the second one in off a bit of a midfield defensive sort of blunder. But anyway, it's 2-0 Honduras, and you're thinking, yeah, it couldn't get much worse. No, it couldn't, and it didn't get any worse than that. But, again, the conditions played into that second goal. Let's not hang ourselves out to dry. Well, you weren't going to be dry on a night like this. Anyway, closing the game up Our super striker Jonathan David bangs in one on 86 minutes. It was a great finish, but it was a fantastic assist by Kyle Larin. So there was something to finish the game off on a positive. A beautiful assist, weighted perfect pass, and a great little chip over the keeper and a defender from yours truly, JD, Jonathan David. Love both of those guys. I love all the players. And hey, even in the loss, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, I'm not despondent. But there's a few talking points, and we're going to get to them right now. Ike Ugbo got on the field for the first time, started, got 58 minutes. He didn't get much service, so let's not give him the old thumbs down just yet. He's only had 5 starts for Canada, and it's probably about 80, maybe 90 minutes right now that he's got, but tonight he got 58 minutes. I think it's great for him to get the minutes. He didn't get much, really what you say, direct chance on goal. He had a few half chances, tried to bang it on net. He tried. On another night, on a better field, I think he may have well got a goal. So anyway, he gets 58 minutes, and then there's a triple change on 58. The game didn't really change too much. Yes, we had a bit more legs, but it didn't change the eventual 2-1 loss. But I've got to say, Ike Ugbo, he was pretty decent. Now, what I was thinking about all the way through this game was an inconsistent performance, an absolute horrendous performance. Not by any player on field, but by the referee. I rarely will rip a referee like I'm going to rip this guy tonight, but I'm going to be very honest with you, and I want your comments. I want your comments on this. If anything tonight must have pissed you off, it must have been Mario Escobar from Guatemala, the referee, the Schiedsrichter in Deutsch. Yeah, he must have pissed you right off, because he pissed me off. And I've got to say, every time I saw him interact in the game, he seemed to be wearing a bias against Canada. I'm going to say that square on the chin. I wasn't really happy with how fair he ordered the game, i.e. he seemed to give the Honduran players a lot of rope and didn't card anybody till late in the game, whereby there should have been even amount of cards on both teams. If you're going to get cards going, then you don't have to hit just one side. He literally attacked Canada with the carding system and with the discipline, and psychologically changed the game on Canada in Honduras, San Pedro Sula, eventually leading to a brawl on the field at the end of the game, eventually leading to a red card with Alistair Johnson. If you look back on the highlight reels, yes, there's contact made, but it's not a deliberate foul. It's more accidental than non-deliberate. Deliberate constitutes a foul, so constitutes a card. Alistair Johnson should not have been sent off. Escobar on the night, I feel, had a bias toward Honduras, helped Honduras psychologically through the game, helped them get the win, and at the end of the day, I think his performance needs a big question mark about whether he's allowed to officiate international games moving forward. That's how strongly I feel about tonight's officiating from him. From the linesman, from the fourth official, I have no problems whatsoever. Great performances. But the man in the middle failed the game horribly and really did not do Canada any fair calls whatsoever. What we got in that game could not have been denied us, even by the worst performing referee. And knowing how I love referees, and you guys have seen me interact with referees before, this guy needs to be lectured by FIFA and probably needs his badge pulling for at least 6 months. You let me know what you're thinking down below. But on the night, I've got to say, it wasn't a terrible performance. The conditions were terrible. We did try. We tried everything we could. It was one of those nights that's not going to go your way. It was a typical CONCACAF horrible day. And that's where you got to put this one. Put it in the past. Forget about it. Move forward. And know that there are positives out this. We finished with a great pass and move with Larin and with David to finish the game off positively. And with a better officiating and with a better field, I think the scoreline would have probably been 3-1 Canada. Let me know what you think down below, guys, but I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit hot under the collar about Mr. Escobar. I think you should be too. If you think I'm being a little bit mean, then drop me a line. Be the poet that I know you are. Drop a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.